Hi, this is Aditya from Just Tutors, and this video is a sequel to our previous video on living organisms and the surroundings. Today we'll be covering three subtopics. The first one is living organism and excretion. Second one would be about whether all living things move, and at last we learn about what actually life is. Now we'll start with living organism and excretion. So before we move on to this, we should know what excretion actually means. The process of excretion is actually eliminating waste products from the body. Now we are aware that all the living organisms, they consume food, but not all the food eaten is utilized by the body. Only some of it is actually used. Now think about what happens to the rest of the food. Now our body is meant to produce some waste in the life processes, and as we've discussed, the process of eliminating that waste from the body is called excretion. This has been explained right here as well. Now if you look at the diagram here, we consume food and water, and by the body's metabolism, this is actually turned out into a waste product, some water, and at the end we get some biological energy that we use to perform work. Now this waste product and the water is expelled out in the form of urine. Now the process of excretion is more or less the same in all the living organisms, including animals and humans. Let's talk about plants now. The question is, do plants excrete? Now the plants need to excrete excess carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is a waste product of aerobic respiration in plant cell. So plants basically excrete by taking out all the carbon dioxide and the oxygen, depending on whether it's the daytime or the night. Now as we are aware that the plants, they take out oxygen in the daytime and carbon dioxide at the night time. That's why we are not advised to stay near plants or trees at night. Now they also store their waste product in the fruits and the leaves and the barks of the trees. And at the end, the third mode of excretion is through secretion. They secrete gum, resin and wax, which are actually waste product for plants but very useful for human beings. Moving ahead, we'll talk about the motions in all living beings. Now animals too walk and run. We know that a dog wanders here and there, a bird can fly, and a fish can swim. So we know that these animals and human beings, they can migrate from one place to another. Now what do you think about the plants? So we can see, and it's a very common observation, that plants are basically anchored to the soil and they don't move from one place to another. However, various substances like water, mineral and food is synthesized by them, and it can move from one part of the plant to another. Some of it is actually shown right here, like the trees, they take out the water from the rain and then it goes into the roots, which causes growth. The roots of the plant, they also have got nitrogenous bacteria which actually help in growth of the plant. So we need to settle on this, that plants do not move at all. However, the substances in them, they do. Now at the end, we come to talk about what life actually is. So you must have observed that when you put your hand inside a sack of wheat, you feel warm. Now can you think of the reason behind that? Now the reason that you feel warm is because the seeds, they respire inside and the process gives out some heat. And it is same as we respire and we give out some heat at the end of the process. Now we all are aware that respiration is a process that takes place in seed as well, even when some of the processes may not be very active. This is a very common observation. So here are some examples of living organisms. It can vary from insects to animals to aquatic animals and then plants as well. So now we have come on to the practice questions. So pause the video and try to attempt these questions based on whatever we have learned so far. Now the first one is the common characteristic of living things. So we have covered this in the previous video as well, that they can respire, they can move from one place to another, and also they can excrete. Second one is about the process of excretion. So we've already discussed that the process of elimination of waste products from a living organism is termed as excretion. And we've also learned about how it varies from plants and also in animals. You can try the rest of the questions like that, as we have discussed already how excretion takes place in plants and animals. So that would be all for today. Thank you for watching this video, and for more please visit justtutors.com. Thank you.